Tracy, let's do this. No? All right. The movie you're making me watch today is 2011's Killer Joe, written by said Letts and directed by William Friedkin. Does anybody have a haiku?
I do have a haiku or two.
Jake, you go first.
Haiku. I forgot the haiku.
You forgot the haiku? Well, Schwartz got two.
Thing. Yeah.
You ready? They're good. They're real good.
I bet they are.
Okay. Hitman for hire. Violent deeds done in secret. Killer Joe's cold grip. That's my first one.
Cool.
My second one is this. Dark deeds unfold on screen. Killer Joe's twisted tale told. Cinematic dread.
Okay.
All right. Mine's McConaughey fucks. Gershon gives good chicken leg. Dumb people problems.
Gives good chicken leg might be the fucking word you say in the poster.
Dumb people problems also sums up this movie pretty well.
Yeah.
It just if it wasn't just a family of idiots like this one, and if none of this would happen.
This is listed on a lot of things as a dark comedy, which I think is funny. And when Emil Hirsch was talking about it, he said he looked at it as a comedy. Like when he read it, he was like, "This is just funny shit." And I guess that's how they were all approaching it, which is interesting because I guess it works in that way.
What part has that tone at times?
I mean, it's only funny in that you're laughing at how dumb they are. It's not. There's no like comedic value to the movie.
I think he just meant. I think he just meant the way his character did things and made things happen, and the way that he went about his daily life. He looked at it as like he was a comedic character, like that he wasn't taking anything seriously. Like he was just the things he was saying as that character were just like comedic. Which really is true. Like he does say dumb shit that like if someone said that to you, you'd be like, "What's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? Like, are you good?"
Certainly laugh at them at times, just them realizing how dumb they are. Like when they figure out the whole money thing, it's like, "Well, who told you about the money, Rex? Well, who told you about Killer Joe? Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly.
Like that moment of like realization. It's like you laugh at him.
Well, the dad knows he's dumb. He says that like at least twice in the movie.
Yeah, he does. He's like, "What do you think?" And he goes, "I don't think."
Yeah, for sure. The dad's dumb. Emil Hirsch is probably just as dumb. Dottie's just fucked up. There's something. I mean, I guess the story she tells her about her mom might have been the cause of her mental fucked upness.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. And then Gina Gershon's character, she's the only one that doesn't seem stupid, but she's not very smart, really. No. But she's not as dumb as the other guys.
She's smart next to them, but in general, no, probably not. But for her surroundings, she's a genius.
100%.
I mean, she almost got the better of him. There was the only smart character was McConaughey. He's the detective, and
Killer Joe Cooper.
If it wasn't for him, then he would have had it. If it wasn't for him and his damn dog.
Do you know he plays the same character in this that he plays in Interstellar, at least by name, Joe Cooper?
Really?
Oh, shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, his name's Joe. Named Joe Cooper.
Joe Cooper. They call him Coop.
Didn't realize that. He seems like he's playing the same character.
No, in this movie, he's a fucking bad guy. He's a villain.
What me and Anthony, I think, we're about to say, was he seems to be the same character as he was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
100%.
Okay. Just that psychopath, like 100%. Texan guy. He doesn't have the bionic leg anymore.
He threatens to rip her face off and wear it as a mask.
That seems to definitely be a reference to that movie. I don't know if it's purposeful or not, but it's definitely felt referential.
Let's talk about this. William Friedkin's first choices for Joe. This is a pretty great list. Ready? Mm-hmm. Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, that's good.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell would have been good. Kurt Russell would have been my pick, honestly. I think Kurt Russell would have killed it.
I think
he was great in Death Proof.
Tommy Lee Jones would.
I like the Tommy Lee Jones idea.
Tommy Lee Jones is good in everything. We just established that he's one of the best actors ever. But Kurt Russell would have been pretty great.
What's your top five Tommy Lee Jones movies?
No Country, Batman and Robin, The Fugitive.
Those are the only 3 movies I can think of too.
What?
No,
Men in
there's
Black?
so many. There's so many. Men in Black.
Men in Black.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
The comedy. Men in Black and Men in Black 3. Men in Black 3 is the best Men in Black. Just putting it out there.
I don't disagree. All right, fair enough. Continue.
Yeah, but I thought that was interesting. Tommy Lee Jones and Kurt Russell. He went a total different direction. Obviously, he went younger and more heartthrobby, but it worked.
What?
Yeah. When was this? Was this 2011, right?
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah.
What was McConaughey doing before this? Before he decided to take
He was
this
still
role?
doing he was still doing a lot of rom-coms and movies that were kind of boring in ways of this. Well, not boring, but didn't really play too many interesting characters. This was the start of his reconnaissance, as I'm calling it.
Oh, wow. Did you make that up? Or?
The reconnaissance?
Just now.
Did you make up the reconnaissance?
I just made up the reconnaissance. I'm in, baby.
You didn't make up that word. That's a human being.
Reconnaissance is a human being?
Anyway, Lincoln Lawyer came out that year. That was a pretty good movie.
Sure. But that was still in the character list. It still was like his old characters. He was playing a good guy, a wholesome guy.
Bernie also came out that year. I feel like that was sort of like he was like a crooked lawyer. I feel like he's like the same. These are all somewhat the same.
So basically, from like 2011 to like 2016, McConaughey just like made 3 movies a year. He was just making fucking movies.
Yeah, he made in 11. He had 3 movies come out, and then then Mud was 2012. Magic Mike. Dallas Buyers Club and Wolf of Wall Street. Those are 2013. That's not. Oh wow, that's certainly
this is an article from 2014 from the New Yorker, the reconnaissance.
That's great. What do they list? Which movies?
Well,
that's when Wall Street came out. Was 2014.
Wall Street. They have Dallas Buyers Club. Won the Oscar. True Detective. Interstellar was a huge hit. So
Mud.
Certainly, economist McConaughey.
Magic Mike.
That's great.
Yeah, Mud was 2012. It looks like. Yeah, Mud was very good.
Now let's go back a little bit and not. Let's not hate on the McConaughey movies before that, because he made some great ones. Like Sahara was a great movie.
I don't hate on any McConaughey.
A Time to Kill was a great movie. Amistad was a great movie.
Tropic
was a great
Thunder.
Movie. Tropic Thunder was a great movie, and he was just as good in that as everyone else was.
Yeah,
he was so fucking good in that.
Him and Cruise were like a great duo.
Yeah, they were.
Like they were the psychopath Hollywood guys. I mean, one of my favorites, of course, is Dazed and Confused. That's like one of his. I think that's his first movie.
Sure.
That's the first time he hit on underage girls.
All right.
Damn, good for him doing it early.
And then he did it all the way to 2011.
How old was he in that? How old was he when he played in that? He's definitely over 18.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, his character is like basically is that 20-year-old or 20 something. Yeah. His famous line is, what I like about these high school girls, man, I keep getting older and they stay the same age. All right. Yeah, something like that.
I thought he went like this.
That sounds like your line.
L-I-V-I-N.
He also says that.
Is that L-I-V-I-N?
He's just living, man. L-I-V-I-N.
Not gonna lie, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, it's because I've
never seen that movie.
You've never seen Dazed and Confused?
Never seen it.
Well, that's a shame. I picked Boyhood for Linklater a while ago, and I'm sure you guys agree with that.
It's a shame you picked it for Linklater and in general. I'm not gonna lie.
Whatever.
There's so many better Linklaters than Boyhood.
I'm not gonna lie. 5. I'm ashamed of you for picking that movie.
Yeah, me too. We almost kicked you off the cast.
Structurally, it's very.
We had a meeting.
Film. It's a very, very unique.
Structurally, it's a fine film.
I think worth the conversation.
They used good cameras on it.
They made it over a 12-year process. It's very interesting. It's an extremely unique movie narratively, and it is.
It's a unique movie? Scanner Darkly, Tape. Those are 2 unique and better movies in Boyhood.
I'd say Tape would be a boring conversation.
Tape is about a worm? It's heavy.
I mean, I'd fuck with the Before trilogy. That was great stuff.
Jesus.
I mean,
Christ.
that's his best stuff. That's his best stuff.
Yeah.
They're good movies. Third one's the best one.
What happens in the third one?
Oh, good.
Give me a synopsis of the Before trilogy.
I think Schwartz just likes the third one the best because there's a scene where the main character is just topless arguing with Ethan Hawke for a good 10 minutes.
Great scene.
I don't hate that.
I think it's just the most boobs in a movie, so that's why it's probably Schwartz's number one.
No,
pick.
it's my number one because of the location. The location's the best in my opinion. The where they stay is cool. The fact that they're older, I like more modern. As the actors, I like Ethan Hawke better as a modern day actor as opposed to a younger actor. I wasn't really an Ethan Hawke fan back in the day. I mean, I kind of hated him, and then when he got older, I started to like him. So I prefer older Hawke.
All right.
Julie Delpy's fucking beautiful in all those movies, but she's a great actress. She's the best part of those movies, honestly.
Finally showing those boobies,
and she shows the boobies. But that's not why. But I think the third one, the second one's a little weak.
Not why.
But the first and third one are just strong.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all very good. But should we get back to topic of the Killer Joseph Cooper,
Killer Joe Coops? Well, we should probably talk about Friedkin for a minute just to acknowledge his legendariness. You know, he came up in the 70s with Scorsese and all them, and
tell me
70s he made some pretty great flicks
like
French Connection, The Exorcist, Sorcerer, and they went on to make some pretty good movies after that. Not as good as those, but he did a few. This being one of them. This and Bug were pretty strong. The Hunted with Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones. That's one of his movies. That's a pretty great movie.
Good flick.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. And he also made Jade, which was an erotic thriller in the vein of Basic Instinct. It's pretty good. Linda Fiorentino. Came out in the 90s.
Basic Instinct.
Came out in the 90s. Anyway, he's just a legend. You know, he's a provocateur in the same way that De Palma is or that Fincher is. You know, he kind of makes movies about bad people doing bad things, or at least inscrutable people. You know,
inscrutable. Ooh,
inscrutable. All right, so should we get into it then? Anthony, you did say your haiku. Yeah, he made The Exorcist right after this.
Definitely the most
not right after this.
Oh, right at.
He made The French Connection. Won an Oscar for Best Director, and then made The Exorcist.
I don't know if I've seen The French Connection, to be honest with you.
It's pretty good. It's about cops. Stars Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman also won the Oscar.
Nice.
For a long time, it was regarded as the best car chase in history of movies before like modern day car chases.
Is that a best picture? Did it win just everything?
It won best picture. It won best director. It won best actor. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen that. I should see that.
I watched it recently, maybe in the last year. Yeah, but Gene Hackman's character is pretty famous. Popeye Doyle. He's one of the first like bad cops that you root for in movies type of guy.
Wasn't that that was the movie that won between the two Godfathers, right?
It was, yeah.
73.
Yeah.
Roy Schneider.
Yeah, Roy Schneider's in it, and Roy Schneider's also in Sorcerer, which is some consider Friedkin's best film.
Roy Schneider from Shark?
Yeah, from Gizows.
From Shark. Killer Joe.
Killer Joe. Based on a play by the aforementioned Tracy Letts, who is a actor / writer. Hasn't written that many things, actually. He wrote Killer Joe, Bug, and I think 2 or 3 other things. This was a play before it was a movie. And what it's about is takes place in Dallas, Texas. And you open up with this scummy looking white boy played by Emil Hirsch, who you come to find is a low level drug dealer. He's in his early 20s. And he lives in a trailer park with his dumbass dad and his freakishly whorish girlfriend who's hot as fuck. And you're just kind of like, damn, this is a cliche if I've ever seen one, but it's fun. Come to find that this dude
already defending the movie.
Yeah. Well, let's start with spruce up a little bit. He's all disheveled.
Give it a little.
It's pouring right outside.
T-Bone's barking.
Stressful scene. He's pounding on the door, yelling for Dottie to wake up.
Dottie, open up, Dottie.
It's pretty terrifying.
Some happened. He's just trying to get back in this house.
Have you guys watched the trailer to this movie?
Yeah, it makes it look way different than it is.
It looks like a horror movie.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
Like a stalker, like stranger at the door horror movie.
Yeah.
And it tells the entire story.
I tell you what, though, there's not much story not to tell. That's the thing. In a trailer, in order to get the point of this story across, you kind of have to show most of it. I mean, unless you're going to really make it mysterious of like just like McConaughey's character kind of arriving and everybody being real timid, then maybe people are like, oh, what's that about? But there's not much going on in this movie. This movie takes place over like probably like a week, if that. And it's like, it's very ABC, which doesn't mean it's bad. The characters are fun and the situations are zany and you're kind of not quite sure what to expect, which is what I loved about it. Never quite sure what's going to happen next. And you're kind of always waiting for the scene that happens in the last 20 minutes to happen earlier, but then it finally happens. Not exactly what happens, but just what I mean is McConaughey to finally just freak the fuck out on everybody and lay down the law, which he does.
Yeah, and then that's like the twist. Like, it's like you said, it's a very simple movie. It has has sort of somewhat of a twist ending to it, something you don't exactly expect, but it makes sense. Everything makes sense. When it goes down.
The reason what makes this movie interesting, what makes this movie good, what makes this movie even worth watching or making is the characters. They're fun. They're fun to follow. They're fun to watch. I'm sure they're fun to play. I mean, that's why McConaughey said he made this movie, was to play this kind of character and work with Friedkin, who is considered like I said, one of the
he's a legend.
He's a legend.
And I could see why it can be a comedy. Emil Hirsch, because continuing this main scene as he's knocking on this door. What opens the door? Who opens the door? It's basically just a beaver or a hairy vagina right in his face. Turns out to be his dad's girlfriend or stepmom, his dad's wife, and he's just that's who lets him in. And so that image is it's pretty funny when in that sense of the dark humor. Mm-hmm. So she lets him in.
It's very slapstick, honestly.
It is in a weird way. That moment. Yeah. He reveals he got kicked out by his mom. Like, apparently he was living with his mom. He got kicked out by Adele, and he has to talk to his dad about some business idea. And he tries to get the dad to leave.
He was living with his mom because they kept saying like, "What'd you hit her again?" So they were talking about his mom.
Yeah, that was about to say. His dad keeps going, "You didn't hit her again, did you? You didn't." And then he's like, "No." He's like, "You didn't hit her again." And he goes, "No, I just slammed her against the wall."
No, I pushed her up against the refrigerator.
Yeah, because then he explains that his mom, the car was fixed up or something. He was missing like 2 8-balls of cocaine or was it heroin? I think it was coke.
I think
he was missing he was missing 2 8-balls of coke. And then suddenly her car was all nice and everything like that. Yeah. So he assumes that she stole his drugs that he was selling. And because of that, he now owes his drug dealers like $10,000 or something like that. Or $6,000, I think it was.
$6,000. Yeah, it was $6,000.
Yeah, and he's trying to go to his dad, played by Thomas Hayden Church, equally as dumb, to borrow $1,000.
He's the dumbest.
Let's not say that he's dumber. He's dumber. Yeah. He's the dummest. He's the worst.
I've never had $1,000 in my life.
Yeah.
The dude's just a pipe cutter.
He played great though. Played great. Yeah. He's just cutting pipes.
He just cuts pipes for a living.
The dude he owes money to, his name's Digger Somez. That's a great name. Digger Somez.
This guy with the eyebrows?
Yeah, the guy with the brows. The guy who tells him he's going to put him in a coffin and cement him in the ground. Anyway, so he go to a strip club. He gets his dad to. So to keep going, you're introduced to this family. They're dumb. They're backwoods rednecks. Fucking, and the whole scene in the trailer before he leaves is them just literally yelling at each other. You set the dynamic up real quick. You see that the stepmom hates Emil Hirsch. The dad has no balls. The dad and Emil Hirsch hate the stepmom. Hate the real mom. The stepmom could give a fuck about. The stepmom could give a fuck about the real mom. And Rex is the stepdad who is supposedly another guy who fucking sucks.
But we never really meet the mother or the stepdad.
We never do.
That which is important. And I think it's a fun part of it is like there's characters that exist in this movie that we actually never see or meet. Or we see them very briefly
physically, but they never say one fucking word of dialogue, which is pretty interesting.
And the mother's already dead by the time we see her.
Yeah.
So not much to say.
So what happens is they go to a strip club and he tells them that he owes him $6,000. He owes dude $6,000, and that his idea is to hire a guy named Joe to kill the mother and collect the $50,000 on her insurance policy. That they will have to give Joe 20 and they'll split the rest of it, 15 each. And then the dad tells him, well, we got to give it to, what's this fucking woman's name?
Joe being detective for the Dallas Police Department /
Joe is slash assassin
slash hitman.
for hire.
Yeah. Which I watched. Did you guys watch that interview I sent you? That freaking interview?
No, I didn't.
In that interview, he talks about how he knew a guy who lived in New York who was a homicide detective who also killed for the mafia for money.
He said he knew a lot of people like that. I don't know if that was the same interview I saw, but the interview was like, that's kind of disturbing. He was like, yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of guy this dude is. That's the kind of guy freaking is. Well, also, I think it's because like when he was making French Connection, which is about corrupt cops, he spent a lot of time in New York with corrupt cops and like researching it. And that was part of the guy that he met there was that guy who, I guess, not based off Killer Joe, because Killer Joe is written by another dude, but could put the two and two together, you know what I mean? But make the connection.
I can see why he wanted to do this play.
Well, I think also because he said he wanted to do plays because of the just the way it upends you and like puts you like, what the fuck? Why are these people doing this? And he likes characters that make you feel that way. You know, they make you feel uneasy or make you feel like thoughts of things you wouldn't usually watch a movie for, which is fun. So he goes to a strip club. He says he wants to kill the mom, collect on the money, and the dad's just kind of like, all right, let's fucking do it. And then you're introduced to Dottie. Oh, did we talk about Dottie at all? Was Dottie in that first scene? She didn't get out of bed, right? She stayed in bed.
I think
they just keep cutting to her in bed, laying down.
So Dottie is the sister, and she's just this young girl who's super. We're not quite sure if she's mentally handicapped, if she's super naive, or if she just grew up in a place and with people that stunted her growth as a person. It could be all three, to be honest.
Well, she's 12 years old.
No, she's 18 years old.
Mentally, she's probably 12.
She says she's 12 years old.
No, they were talking about a time.
No, she does not say she's 12 years old.
Like how old? Like they were talking about a previous situation. It's like, how old are you then? And she's like, I'm 12 years. Like it's like a reference to another point.
It says right here, young Dottie, an 18-year-old, offers as retainer. Dottie is 18 in the movie. The part where does it say 12 that? Years old on the internet. I'm looking at it on Wikipedia.
Okay, well,
it says it in the plot.
She says the words, "I'm 12."
It was referencing a different point.
She did. When they were
she
fucking,
does, but
she says she's 12.
It was referencing a time. I forgot what the situation was, but it was referencing a different time, like in her past. She was telling a story about a time in her past, and Joe says, "How old are you here?"
Yeah, where are you right now?
How old are you right now? And she's like, "Oh, I'm 12 years old."
Yeah.
So in the story, she's 12 years old.
There is no way they would cast an actress that looks like Juno Temple to play a 12-year-old. That does not make any sense, Anthony.
Well, if there's the heavy nudity and sex stuff, they're gonna have to hire someone who is over 18.
Nobody's gonna greenlight a movie about a dude fucking a 12-year-old, dude. Nobody's gonna greenlight that movie. But no one's gonna greenlight that movie. Not even the Weinsteins are gonna greenlight that movie.
I didn't pick up in the movie where it does say her actual age, but I know when she said she's 12, it was referencing a different time.
That's the only time she ever references her age. She says she's 12.
But mentally, she definitely still seems 12.
Anthony, did you watch the movie? She said they're talking about a time before where they are there. She doesn't say, I'm 12 years old right now as we're fucking. She does not say that.
He says, how old are you right now? She says, I'm 12.
In the story.
She's talking about, yes.
I'm just saying, those are the words that are said.
You're right. Yeah. Those were the words.
You're saying half of the words that are said only to make the half words benefit your side of the story.
There's no benefit to it.
You're like Trump, bro. You're out there trumping us.
You want to rally?
Okay. Either way, this girl isn't mentally developed.
She's not all that.
She doesn't have the mind of No.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
She's not her age. Her character age at that point is not 12.
Okay. It's never said. According to Wikipedia, she's 18.
According to Wikipedia.
According to the correct answer needed and the right answer in general in life, she's 18.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Dude, Wikipedia the fucking play like I did and look at the age of Dottie.
Yeah, you said it. Wikipedia, I believe you.
Okay, good. So where are we now?
Wikipedia says she's 18. Continue.
I think we were just talking about Dottie, because telling her like where she was. Yeah. So that's when we do meet her after the strip club part, after they're talking about the money and the killing her. And then she comes up to the truck and says like some weird shit. And then Emile Hirsch is like, oh, she's sleep talking again. And I guess that's a thing. And then they go back inside, and then
she was sleepwalking.
To them.
If she's talking, she's
sleepwalking, and she sleeps talking. Yeah, so I guess that's something she does.
I saw you at the wedding or some shit.
Yeah,
we also found out, what you got to say, is that Dottie is the beneficiary of the money, or so they're told.
She
will get the money once.
So they believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. But they go inside, and she basically was like, "Hey, I heard you talking about killing Mama. I think that's a good idea," or something along those lines.
Yep. Dottie and Charla, who is Gina Gershon, they approve the plan.
Yeah, they're all for it.
They're all like, "Yeah, man, this is a great idea. Let's do this."
So everyone,
fucking bunch of dummies. And then I guess Chris arranges a meeting with Killer Joe Cooper, and they meet at a
well, first he goes to their house. And this is important. They go to their house because that's originally where Chris set it up, and that's where he meets Dottie. And then Chris calls the house and says, "We fucked up. You got to come here." So then they relocate to this like pool hall or something.
Ansel's over there fucking burning pipes.
Yeah.
He's too busy to stop burning pipes.
Yeah. He's literally just cutting pipes. The fuck is he doing?
I got more pipes to cut. We can't meet Joe yet.
This dude's a fucking pipe cutter.
Anthony, you being in Texas, you see people like this a lot around town, or what?
Like pipe cutters?
Pipe cutter Ansel type guys, yeah.
I imagine most of them are like this guy.
Yeah, dude, they're everywhere. There's one. I'm talking to one right now.
Jake's right there.
What are you talking about? I've never cut a pipe in my life.
You fucking pipe cutter. All right, so they go meet Joe. Well, Joe meets Dottie. Fucking like instantly has a thing for her because she's so whatever she is, pure. I guess Joe is the most unpure person in the world. Joe's a killer, and Dottie's pure. She's virgin. She's young. She's happy-go-lucky. And
she's a little retarded.
Yeah, she's a little not all there. And that's what makes this real fucked up, because everybody's just taking advantage of her through this whole fucking movie. Like, she's like probably the only quote unquote good person. I guess she's not a good person though. She just agrees right away about killing the mom because she was pretty in right away too.
Yeah.
But I guess she also tells Joe the story.
Though, so
she also tells Joe the story of how her mom attempted to kill her when she was a child. She just tells him right away, doesn't she? Like,
pretty quick
on their first date. Yeah.
No, I don't think it was the date. I think it was when he went to the house and met her. I think he told us that.
Oh yeah, because she's pretty quickly was like, "Are you gonna kill my mama?"
Yeah, well, she says that on the date.
She was making her coffee.
Yeah,
making him coffee.
Making coffee. Yeah. So he meets her and decides that he's infatuated by her. So anyway, he goes to the meeting with Ansel and Dickhead, and he explains to them that he wants $25K and he will kill the mother up front. And they're like, well, we don't have the money up front. And he basically goes, all right, well, I'll take Dottie as a retainer. You give me Dottie and until you get the money. And then when you get the money, you have Dottie back right away. Homeboy, fucking the brother's not really into it, because I think the brother's kind of in love with her too, to be honest. I think
there's weird vibes of that. Yeah.
It's just like he's just a little too into her, which is a little gross as well in this movie. So he's like, nah, man, you can't have Dottie. And he's like, all right, fucking peace then, bro. Fucking tell anybody you saw me and I'll fuck you up. So you tell anybody you saw me, you're fucking donezo. And then I think that kind of scares him a little bit. And he's like, all right, fine. We'll give him Dottie. And
yeah, they were all pretty quick to be like, yeah, no problem. You can have Dottie.
Ansel didn't even seem to care at all. He was just like, well,
he doesn't know how to care. He doesn't know what to care. He doesn't know. Yeah. He's just going along with whoever told him the last thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. He's like, all right. The only thing Ansel knows through this whole fucking movie, the only point that he actually makes is that he's going to get in trouble with his wife for doing things. He's like, now I'm in the fucking doghouse. It's like the only thing that he ever like really says. Yeah, and that's kind of the only thing he's got to really deal with is her. You know what I mean? Oh, also, I can't remember if it's at this point, not yet. It's probably a little bit after this, but I guess we can just talk about it. Is you realize that Gina Gershon's character is cheating on Ansel with somebody.
That's pretty evident.
Having an affair.
Yeah.
She's having an affair.
Yeah, she's looking through like printed out dick pics, which is strange.
Old dicks in vaginas. Like, no, dicks in vagina.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay,
like her vagina and his dick. Like they were just like click.
Like 1 hour photo printed.
Yeah.
Like 3x4, whatever.
This movie was rated NC-17.
Yeah,
it was
pretty graphic. I mean, it was graphic, but it showed everything. It left nothing to the imagination. It wasn't like she was like, look at, these are dick pics. No, we saw the D's and the V's.
Yeah, for sure. They basically, this, I mean, it's satirical. This is a satire. I think you could put this in the same vein as Strange Love, same type of movie. It's just over the top, such as like making fun of things that are just blatantly obvious, but blatantly sadly obvious. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can put it in there.
What is this making fun of? Dumb people?
People who were just willing to do things without thinking, people who don't have life experiences like most people do, and that like they don't really like these people are kind of they're like I said, it's like it's watching Always Sunny if Always Sunny wasn't a straight up like slapstick comedy. It's just watching really backwards people doing backward shit because they only really exist in their little bubble of a world. Like they don't really exist in outside that 6 miles
outside their trailer park.
Yeah. Which let's talk about that dog real quick too. That was a pretty fun thing. The fact that the dog was just always there to like blare up the tension when needed to be.
Right.
Like,
but
that was
never.
Cool. I felt bad for the dog.
The dog never barked at McConaughey. Did you notice that?
No. I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that until I read that. What do you think that represents?
Maybe McConaughey
is he the good guy?
I think he's the calm, because I think the dog has some sort of like representation of them. Like it's always like chaotic. It's always like riled up. It's always angry for some reason or another.
Yeah.
But when McConaughey comes in, maybe that is kind of more
even. Kind of just calm. It's calm.
Yeah, he's even keeled. He's cool. He doesn't have. He's not stressed. He's not given that weird. That could be it too.
Does he come in? The dog just smells that fucking alpha piss. Shuts the fuck up.
Like they say, dogs like sense fear. When people are afraid, dogs are always more like barking at the people that are afraid.
I was always
more just calm and casual.
I always see dogs as sensing evil. Like dogs bark at evil things, and that's why I was like, oh, I wonder why it's not barking at McConaughey, but because he's definitely like the evilest one. Maybe is he? Is he not?
Yeah.
I mean, he's killing people for money, and he's a fucking cop. So if he's not evil, he's corrupt. He's the most corrupt one.
And he's just corrupt. Like a pervert. He's super manipulative. He's pretty fucked up.
God, the more I think about it, I wish Kurt Russell played this character. It'd be fucking awesome.
That'd have been a good one too.
Kurt Russell in this character.
That'd have been a good one.
That was his first choice. Kurt Russell and Tommy Lee Jones.
T. Lee J. This seems like a pretty wild role for him.
I thought you said Russell Crowe.
Did I say Russell Crowe? I meant Kurt Russell. If I said Russell Crowe, I meant Kurt Russell.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Kurt Russell.
I was thinking like, well, he's British. I mean, he's an actor, so he can put on.
He's not British. He's Australian.
Australian.
But, yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate.
I think Kurt Russell would have been my
enough
first
with the accents.
Yeah, but anyway, so the dog was cool. That was fun. I guess we should talk about because there's not that much more to this movie, to be honest, of what happened. So Anthony, you said one thing that I thought was interesting, as after the movie ended, you found out it was a play. You felt like it made so much more sense. Talk about that more. What did you mean by that? That was interesting to me. Like, what about it made more sense to you?
The wackiness of the entire, what I was thinking was, why would McConaughey do something like this? That was my original thought. And then I was thinking, if it was a play and he like saw the play and he was like, well, that, because it makes sense as a play. If you saw this as a play, you'd be like, well, that was fucked up. But like, I don't know, plays are fucked up. Like as movies, movies don't usually go this far in like, just don't usually go this far. So I don't know. It just made sense.
What do you mean though? Go this far in what? In like being
in
old,
the
like,
sexuality,
so
in like the fucking leg sucking, it just was like over the top.
I mean, some movies do, and actually, William Friedkin movies do. Like him specifically, movies go far in those ways. Like he's kind of known for that.
Sure, which probably makes sense why he took this role or why he also took this on.
I agree with you 100% though that McConaughey,
the simplicity of it, the I'm sorry, continue.
Simplicity for sure.
The setting is definitely the setting in itself. Like the setting, it's mostly in one trailer. Like,
the set design, the set design.
They don't have to build a whole lot of different sets. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it did.
Simple. And the lighting looked like it could have been a lighting on stage. It could have been stage lighting.
Sure, and especially in the trailer in the end, it was that trailer scene in the end, the lighting, because it was just literally there was just a harsh light above them. Yeah.
A lot of wide shots, a lot of long takes. It was very. That's what kind of made me be like, okay, made a little more sense. And just like the over the top wackiness, like what the fuck was that about? Like kind of vibe that movies generally have to conclude. You know, movies have to have like an ending. This didn't really have an ending.
Yeah,
it's true.
Because I had the same thoughts with the play thing, and because even like the dialogue helped it, because the dialogue was a lot of the times it was very like on the nose stuff, especially in the first act, where they're basically just explaining what they're trying to do and like where they need to do it. Like it's very, very simple, very on the nose with the dialogue. So I think sometimes plays can do that just to get it out there, just have it there. And just in general, the movie felt almost like amateurly made. And it's strange thinking that, considering that's William Friedkin, like that, a legend director. It just had that very like low production value. It felt like even the acting, even the fact that they're top tier actors, they weren't always that great because maybe just because they were acting dumb or whatever. But
I thought the acting
they were that
top tier,
fantastic.
I think you're both right in this, and this is how I think you're right. I think in order to be that type of a character, to play that dumb of a character, you have to really act at that. Like you are acting hard to play that character who thinks like who doesn't think like most people, who lives in a world that most people don't live in, that is so, the situation is so over the top that it's almost like NoHo Hank. I put NoHo Hank in that same situation. He's like on the brink of being so unrealistic, but there's something that holds it to the realism of, you're like, nah, NoHo Hank's hilarious and he's the man. He's almost like a fucking Family Guy character, to be honest. You know what I mean? No, and you could put these guys in almost any one of those. Like you're both right, because you have to. You are acting on the nose. You are hitting the exact beat of like, oh, there's not much more to this.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to do that all the time. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to be a good actor. You know, you're not trying to act bad. You know, no one's trying to act bad.
I know.
Yeah,
Emile Hirsch just does that naturally.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Emile Hirsch fan either. So
and I guess they would have to keep the dialogue simple because the actors are simple, or the characters are very simple in themselves.
Yes.
So
the story's simple.
Yeah. The girl, the actor, you're asking? Like the
Juno Temple.
Yeah, Juno Temple.
Do we know her from things?
Yeah, I know her from a lot of things. She's on a bunch of shit.
She's on that Ted Lasso show. I know she's on that currently.
Yeah, she also was in that movie about making The Godfather, that TV show making The Godfather called The Offer. She was one of the main characters in that.
What was that HBO show? Vinyl. That was what it was.
Yeah, she was one of the main characters on Vinyl. Yeah.
She's a lot of TV stuff. I don't know what movies is she really been in.
Seems like good TV stuff.
Yeah, good TV shows.
No, she's a good actor. She's a really good actor. And I read on IMDb that the Jennifer Lawrence really wanted this role, and she was willing to like do the fucking nudity and all that shit too. But her schedule didn't work out or whatever. William Friedkin like wrote a memoir that he included that in it for some reason.
That was similar look.
They definitely have a similar look. I feel like they gave her the Jennifer Lawrence like once over, the hair and everything. Every now and then she came out. I was like, or the first scene of her sitting in bed, maybe not the first shot of her, but like one of the first shots of her sitting in bed. I thought it was Jennifer Lawrence.
Right.
Yeah.
And Juno Temple's English too, so she pulled off the simple Texan accent pretty well.
Putting another shrimp on the barbie.
So getting back to the movie,
Australian.
He takes her as a retainer, quote unquote, and he says that he wants to have a date with her. So basically, they all tell her that she's got to have a date with Joe, and she has no.
They don't tell her at all.
Oh yeah, you're right. They tell her she's got to wear a dress, right?
Yeah, they just buy her a dress for dinner.
Yeah, and Gina Gershon's character is like, you got to fucking tell this girl. You got to tell her what she's getting into. And like, nah, it'll be fine. She'll be fine. So Joe shows up, and she's smitten by him. You know, it's McConaughey. He's a stud. She's smitten.
Oh, I'm smitten.
He's obviously in love with her. And basically, this is where the movie gets kind of borderline. You're not quite sure how to take it, because is she old enough to be doing this? How is she mentally handicapped? Is she all here? Like, not quite sure what's up with this girl. And they have sexual encounters. He tells her to strip, and he bangs her, and they talk about weird shit.
There's certainly manipulation stuff going on there. Like,
I mean, everybody's manipulating her, but in the end, though, it seems Dottie manipulating them. Maybe in the end, Dottie was doing what she was doing all along, because she wins in the end. Let's not get it.
I don't know if anybody
didn't plan any of that. I don't think anyone planned anything in this movie.
Yeah.
Not well.
Except McConaughey.
Other than
there was a point, remember
Rex.
when she was driving in the car, and Emile Hirsch is like, everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. And she goes, yeah, unless I get mad.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at the end, she goes, you guys made me mad. And she fucking does what she does.
Exactly.
She's like the Hulk. Is this movie about the Hulk? Is she a Hulk?
I think Dottie knows a little more than she lets on. I think living in a world of stupid people, she's got to be a little stupid, at least to them. I think Dottie's kind of the catalyst for I think Dottie's planned this all. Remember when Emile Hirsch had the dream about her in the beginning? Remember when Emile Hirsch had the dream about her and she came out with like the fists? I think Dottie was coming to him and telling him he's got to kill the mom. I think Dottie planned this whole thing.
Damn. So she inceptioned Emile Hirsch.
She was probably banging Rex too.
What?
Damn, everyone's banging Rex.
Nah, she was a virgin.
Stud.
She
said she was a virgin. She said she was.
Joe knew, and Joe can just tell. He can.
Joe wanted it to be. Joe wanted it to be true. I tell you that much.
Joe's super
remember in Anchorman, he's like, great, now they're attracting bears. Period blood. Now they're attracting bears. Who says that? Brick?
Yeah.
Now they're attracting bears.
Brick or Fantana?
I think it's both of them. Oh man. Panda watch.
Bears can smell the menstruation.
That's what he says. Bears can smell the menstruation. He goes, bears, Ron. Now you're putting us in harm's way. Anyway, back to the movie. All right, somebody else take it over. I'm too high to be talking right now.
What happened? Where were you? They met Dottie. They went dinner.
He banged Dottie. He banged Dottie. What happens after he banged Dottie? What happens after that?
That's super weird rapey scene. I don't know. What's this? Then there's like a run in with the drug dealer. I don't know how the order I am.
No. So
we see Rex. That's where we see Rex and her banging.
But we don't know that's Rex.
That's just some dude at a hotel. Well, we know. No, we don't know that's Rex
in the Corvette. We didn't know that was
Rex. No, we don't know that's Rex.
No, not at this point. We don't know yet. Probably pretty soon, but not yet.
We just knew that. Copy.
Also, there's a scene. The scene we forgot to talk about is Dottie knows that she's banging around because she says it to her when they're eating pizza before.
Yeah. When we find out she is banging someone, are we sure he doesn't say Rex? He doesn't. She doesn't say Rex.
No, we don't.
Talking to him.
We don't know because then the whole plan wouldn't work because Gina Gershon and Rex are the ones who actually planned this. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
Plan the whole thing.
I know she doesn't tell Dottie, but when she's talking to her when she's talking to Rex on the phone.
Nah, you never. I mean, seeing the Corvette might be your first. Seeing the Corvette might be the first instance where you could be thinking maybe it's, but I don't think so because you don't really know Rex at all. Why would Rex be driving a Corvette if he's banging some fucking trailer trash? You know what I mean? At the same time, I guess she's trailer trash too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Fuck, man, it's a real thinker. This one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Not really.
Nah, not really.
So when he gets what's his name goes to the does he try to call the whole thing off, Chris? He goes
that's what happens now.
Goes to him at the police station.
And actually, I think Chris gets jealous when he sees Dottie and Joe's connection.
So yeah,
like, no,
at this point, they've been banging for a while. Like we see he's like living at least house
like
now.
2 days, like 2 days.
He's basically moved in.
He's moved in.
It's like 2 days. It's like 2 days.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like he's been there.
He lives
for a while.
in Dottie's room.
He lives in Dottie's room.
No, it's been like 2 or 3 days.
There's even a point where it's like, is Joe here? He's in his room.
Yeah, he's in his room. Where's Dottie? Dottie's sleeping. Joe's in his room. He gets jealous, Chris, and he goes to the police station where he meets Joe, and he's like, yo, I want to call the whole thing off. Like, stop fucking my sister, and you don't need to kill my mom. And he was like, all right, well, you're going to want to see what I have in the trunk.
And it's his mom.
And it's his mom.
Great shot of his dead mom. That was actually you. I remember you were watching this, and Anthony, you're like, "Oh shit, that's fucking mom." That affected you pretty good. Like,
and that's the first time we see his mom. It's the first time we meet his mom. She's dead in the trunk. And so it's too late. The deed has been done. They transfer her to a different car, cover her in alcohol, blow a little weed smoke on her, and light her on fire. And then it's done. And then they're hanging out. Oh, when does he catch up with the guy that's trying to kill him? Is that before or after? Like right after this?
That happened right before what we just said. The guy comes and fucking
Bert Kreischer and his boys find him.
Yeah. And that's where the guy tells him, so you meet this dude, he owns money, Digger, whatever his name is, Digger Phelps, whatever the fuck his name was.
He's listening to Stroking.
He's listening to Stroking, driving around in a Ford fucking, or not Ford, a Dodge Ram, red Dodge Ram in a fucking suit with cowboy boots and a fucking, whatever that stupid cowboy chain is, whatever.
Bolo ties.
A bolo tie. And he's got
Baz Luhrmann eyebrows.
Yeah. And he's got 2 biker dudes, Bert Kreischer and his boy, just like they're his minions, and they beat the shit. He tells Emil Hirsch, she's like, listen, actually,
he's really cool with them. They have a great conversation.
What's fun, this conversation about this, like a girl that he knew, and then this dude's wife, and how they went to a party, like, and how he missed him at the party. Yes. And he goes, yeah, I'll tell you, said I. He's like, all right, well, since I like you, I'm gonna give you 6 more days to get the money. I'm just gonna have Bert Kreischer here beat the shit out of you. He's like, and if you don't give me the money in 6 days, I'm gonna wrap you up in electrical tape and bury you in the ground.
Yeah, put you in a coffin.
He's like, all right, see you later. Put it in a coffin, bury you in the ground. He's like, all right, see you later. They beat the shit out of this dude, like Rocky 3 style. Rocky crawled out of the ring, like they beat the shit out of him.
Even Bert Kreischer's like, he really likes you, and then fucking sucker punches him in the gut or something like that.
Yeah, another comedic moment in this movie. That's probably the funniest part of this movie. Is that scene right there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then they do the deed, light her on fire, kill her, and then they collect the insurance.
Well, they go to collect the insurance, and they find out that the insurance doesn't go to Dottie, it goes to Rex. And that's when they start putting two together that Rex is the one who told fucking homeboy about Killer Joe. Rex is the guy who suggested they get the life insurance.
Yeah.
And that they
So
Rex
at this
also
point,
the one who
Rex
told them that it was in Dottie's name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you come to find that, well, I guess that's the end then, isn't it? We're at the last scene right now, huh? Where they're all kind of meeting in the kitchen. Is that what here? Or?
Yeah, this pretty much leads up to that.
Well, yeah, because they go to meet he goes to meet what's his name again at an old Six Flags, and he's like, money's not gonna work or whatever. He's like, oh, it's all right. Or no, who does he's telling the dad and Gina Gershon. He's like, well, I'm just gonna take my retainer,
Dottie.
which is Dottie. And there's nothing you can do about it. And Chris is going to come
and stop.
Oh, wait, no, this is that scene. Because then,
Chris is going to come stop that. That's the point of that.
This family cannot let this happen.
And it's pretty much Joe that figures out, like, Rex put her up to this and all that. Like, he puts it all together, because then he finds like the dick pics and all that shit, and she like slips and says something about $100,000.
That's when he meets Rex. So we see him meeting Rex at some point right before that.
Well, I guess he knew Rex, because he even mentions to Chris, like, oh, I like him, I like that guy, like something like that. Like they're buddies. Like he's in on. I don't know if he's in on it, but yeah, he also seems to imply that he killed Rex. I don't think so, because it seems like he implied that he may have killed Rex as well, and maybe
he killed Rex. He said he killed Rex. Yeah.
Okay, and Joe's just gonna take all
found out that Rex and Gershon were fucking plotting.
Yeah.
So he killed Rex. Went to Dottie's. Yup, has the check. That's there exactly.
Yeah.
So he was plotting this thing all along. He went over there to fucking take Dottie and Bizounce. Chris tries to be a tough guy. So then he in great play like dramatic fashion, fucking McConaughey fucking snipes out everybody's insecurity, makes Ansel, the fucking big buff idiot, fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame fucking guy, sit in the fucking corner and be a cuckold to fucking McConaughey, fucking beating his wife first, and then eating a chicken wing like you're eating right now, fucking mouthing that fucking thing. Like, do the impression of the movie. Do it. What was she doing in this movie? Do it right now. Let it be known if you're not watching this, Anthony's sucking the dick chicken right now. Sucking dick chicken.
That was a rough scene, man.
That was a crazy scene. And fun fact, I think I told you this already, but I guess Tracy Letts asked Gina Gershon to be in this play, and she turned it down because she said she couldn't do that scene like 6 days a week. She said she just couldn't do that. She was like, I won't be able to do that. So no, I can't be in your play.
Before the movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like this play was made like 10 years before the movie was made.
It was a very successful play.
Yeah. 100 super. He made, this was his first play, and then he wrote Bug after.
It's funny. Like McConaughey did such a good job with like the chicken wing blowjob. Even Juan, when we were watching that,
Juan's like, he wasn't his dick, wasn't it?
I forgot that was the chicken leg or something. Like
because there's
it just seemed like the way he's acting was basically like he was like coming.
And there's a couple of shots where you don't see the chicken leg anymore. You just see motion.
True, yeah.
It's like what the fuck? That was a what the fuck moment for sure.
Certainly, yeah.
She's
all fucking beat up too, so it's pretty crazy.
And he beat the shit out of her, like literally beat the shit out of her 10 seconds before that.
She pooped herself.
I did not see that coming.
That's when he threatens to wear her face on his face if she didn't blow the chicken leg.
This is where he gets very Texas Chainsaw. He smashes the TV, comes back, and he flips the table over, punches her in the face, and says he will slaughter them like pigs. And he says, what is he trying to get from her? Oh, he's trying to say, he keeps showing her the dicks. Whose dick is this? Whose dick is this? Ansel,
he's trying to get her to admit it's
Ansel, look, you might have been drunk. Is this your dick?
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Great scene. Great scene. Imagine seeing that scene live. Would have been an experience.
Yeah,
like
on stage. That would have been
like on Broadway.
I wonder if they do
this whole scene
like that.
Yeah, the whole scene like that, and then into the Chris part coming in, and then Chris getting the shit kicked out of him. Like
Chris gets
this
his
is all like a
face crushed.
20-minute.
Like Chris is dead.
Yeah,
Chris is dead.
Chris is dead.
Actually, no, he's
no. Then they're like holding him up, like hold him, you kill him while we hold him. Like they're
hold on though. So he punches Gina, and then he makes him
straight in the fucking face,
and then he makes him suck the chicken wing for a too long amount of time while he's saying
2 minutes.
While he's just explaining, like, I'm not getting my money. And I'm going to keep he keeps just referring to his retainer as it's like, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to have my retainer. I'm going to take it with me. And the Chris is about to come and he's trying to take this retainer from me. And this cannot happen. I will not let this happen. This family cannot let this happen. And
as he's coming from chicken blowjob.
Basically, you think he's actually coming?
Yeah. I think in the movie, his character was coming. Yes.
You think?
I don't know.
You think Matthew?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't exactly matter, but it was just like the act of it all was just so like fucking wild.
Why would he make her do that at all if he didn't think he was going to get something out of that? I think he knew for sure that his character knew that if she did that and she simulated that and he thought deep and hard about it that he could do it. I think his character was.
Tracy
it's not like Letts, she was actually S his D.
I think Tracy Letts wrote her S-ing his D, and they were like, yo, that part's a little much. And they're like, all right, what if it's just a fucking chicken leg? Then he's not actually, doesn't have it out. And
that just makes it weirder.
Rewrite.
Yeah.
That makes that makes it even more vulgar, which is great.
It does, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It adds to the depravity of the scene. So
yeah,
because that's something more along the lines of what McConaughey would have done, or what McConaughey's character would have done.
Yeah.
Do you know who could have made this movie? And I know I'm biased because I love this director, but it would have been great too. Is David Fincher. David Fincher would have made this movie pretty well too. It would have been a little more sleek, a little different, and it would have been a little bit. The tone would have been a little bit more like metal, meaning like or a
little more
robotic, but it would have been
more flushed out too, a little bit more a little more to it, I think.
Maybe not. I mean, because Panic Room is pretty straightforward, and that's the same type of thing. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
yeah,
that was pretty straightforward. Anyway, I just think like directors who tackle dark subject matter. I think of like when I think like who else could have made movies like that, and I think like De Palma could have made this movie as well.
Yeah,
I mean, Tarantino could have made this movie too. And actually, can you imagine Tarantino characters like dialogue in this movie? It would have been pretty fucking amazing. It would have
heightened the dialogue.
It would have been pretty amazing.
This would have made this movie amazing.
Yeah, this movie was amazing.
There's no way Tarantino doesn't love this movie.
No, exactly. 100%.
I'm pretty sure he took the ending of this movie and put it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Because he beats her with a can of dog food with that kind of can, just smash. Or no, he just throws it at her.
He's beating dog juice.
Dude, the end of that movie.
He does both. He smashes her with it, and then he throws it at the other girl.
Yeah.
Dude, that scene is so fucking good. And when Emile Hirsch goes, "People die in there?" He goes, "Yeah, my buddy and his dog killed 2 of them, and I fried the last one."
That was Emile Hirsch.
Didn't even make the connection. That's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
I fried one with my buddy.
My buddy and his dog.
Killed 2 of them.
Look at the 7 Fists of McCluskey.
That's a good movie. This movie, same ending.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the movie. So
how did it?
So we gotta talk about it.
Yeah,
we still gotta talk.
She basically shoots him after he's beaten to death.
Emile Hirsch comes in.
Yes, he comes in pre-blowjob. So after the blowjob scene,
post blowjob.
Post blowjob, she's freaking out. McConaughey sits next to Ansel, sits next to him.
He tells her to listen, make the table. Let's get ready for a fucking dinner. We're gonna have a nice dinner, all 4 of us.
Yeah, let's be a family. Let's be a family right now. Have dinner, because he's part of the fam now. And then fucking Chris comes in, no idea what just happened, sees fucking Gershon all fucked up. And
doesn't give a fuck.
Place is trashed. He flipped the table by this time, and like place is trashed. He comes in. He looks like he's fucked up still from his beating, and he's like about to. So they all sit at the table. Dottie comes out. They're eating KFC. Like McConaughey's making a big deal about it. He's like, "Oh, this is great. We're one big happy family. Everybody's here. I love this. I gotta tell you something, Chris. I'm taking Dottie with me. We're leaving tonight." And
we're getting married.
Actually, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happens. Chris tells him that he's leaving with Dottie, I think. And right, what happens?
McConaughey makes the announcement. He says, "Me and Dottie. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've been, pretty close lately, and I think we're gonna get married. We're out of here." And Chris says, It's not going to let that happen.
Actually, another thing we thought we didn't talk about is Chris tries to tell Dottie that they should leave, that they should get the fuck out of town because he knows that there's really no hope for them, that they should get out of there. And she basically plays him and says, "Okay, but I need to see Joe first." And Chris, like a fucking idiot, fucking leads to this part right here. I forgot about that. So anyway, we're back to this part. And so anyway, Chris comes in and wait, what did we decide on?
It's a debate essentially between the two.
Who wants to leave?
Because Chris is telling Dottie to go get her things, and Joe's saying, "Sit down, stay seated,"
which is
so
hilarious.
she eventually does get up to go.
Everyone's
to her room
just yelling her name.
Yeah.
She's starting to lose her a little bit.
Yeah. And then what does that just lead to Joe just beating the shit out of Chris? Is that kind of
so? I think
Chris stands up and says, Chris stands up and says, "You're not taking her." Pulls out a gun and says, "Sit the fuck down." Like, Dottie, go get your shit. Pulls the gun on Joe.
Yeah.
And has the situation handled at this point, where when Gina Gershon comes out of nowhere with a knife, stabs him in the shoulder. He drops.
She's somehow now defending Joe. It's
and then the dad,
going on?
And then the dad grabs him by the legs and goes, "Kill him! I got him!
While McConaughey's smashing Emil Hirsch's face in with a can of beans, the dad grabs his legs and says, "Get him, Joe!"
Like he's literally smashing his face in, like brutally smashing his face. Tarantino style.
This part, This is the part. This is the part. I'm like, why are they fucking doing this?
Everything just got. They're just like, how do we end this? Like everything just goes to shit. At this point, Dottie gets the gun, starts screaming, starts shoot. She goes, "You made me mad," and she starts shooting shit. And then she shoots Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch kills him.
And her dad
kills him. Then she shoots her dad. And
the dad's behind him going, ah!
And then she's about to shoot Joe, and she says, "I'm pregnant." And then it goes to black. Roll credits.
Yes, and that's what happens.
Which leaves you to be like, so what the fuck just happened? Like, who gets the money? What? Why?
Nobody gets the money.
She do that?
I think
not even Rex. It's like, what the fuck?
Rex is dead. Yeah, I think personally,
this.
I think personally, Joe is dead too. I think she killed Joe. That's what I hope happened. That's what I want to happen. I don't think Joe's dead too.
I know. Once they cut the credits, I almost wanted to hear a bang to imply that she shoots Joe, but then nothing happens. They don't show it.
Nope.
I think she ran out of bullets because she shot too many in the beginning. There was only 6 in the chamber. I don't know.
So in your mind, they run away together and have kids.
In my head, she pulls the trigger. It goes click, and Joe takes the gun, takes her away, and they run away together and they live.
I don't even think she tries to kill Joe. I think she loves Joe. That's baby daddy now. That's how that type of girl would think. Like, oh, this is my baby daddy now. I love him.
All right. I think she shot Joe and he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this movie. I thought this was fun. I'm glad we watched this movie.
Super fucked up. Super weird.
This is the first movie of like 4 or 5 in a row that I'm going to pick that have despicable things and despicable people happening.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, I'm serious.
What do you mean we'll see?
I'm serious.
I feel like a lot of times you'll tell us a movie. You're like, I'm going to pick these movies, and then you never pick them.
Well, no. It's no. They're on the. I have a list. They're there.
Okay.
My next one after yours. Your next one is what? Babylon.
I'm gonna go Babylon.
Mine's gonna be Beau is Afraid.
Okay, I was thinking about doing that one as well. I'm gonna go to that.
Which is another movie about despicable people doing despicable things.
Good.
I read the screenplay. It's pretty good.
Beau is Afraid. Great. I'm gonna see it tonight.
Nice.
Cool.
Is that a new movie?
Yeah,
it's the new Ari Aster movie.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, I think that limited release this week, wide next week. So you'll
it comes out. It comes out near you. It comes out near you on the 21st. So we'll be able to do that after Babylon. So I give. What do you rate this, Miss Sucker?
4.6.
4.6?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. What do you give it, Jake?
I was gonna give it like a 6.6.
Okay. I'm gonna go 7.1.
Okay. Yeah. I've it's like I have mixed feelings about this movie. Like it wasn't fantastic, but it's like there's something about it that just is so interesting, intriguing to it. I don't know. I guess it's
good actors playing weird parts.
Yeah, definitely the cast was very good, even though it was like that very grimy amateur feel, but it wasn't. So it wasn't what it seemed. I guess I don't know. It's interesting.
It's hard to market a movie with this plot and this direction because not many people are into a movie like that. But if you market it, like Anthony said, the trailer makes it look like a horror thriller, then you can get a lot of people to come see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a budget of $4 million and it made 11, so it made a profit.
That's good. Yeah, I don't remember it being released. I just remember hearing about it because it was so fucking weird, and eventually I saw it. And
I'm sure it only made 11 million because William Friedkin at this point in his career was at the end of it, and he hadn't made a movie in a while, and it was the beginning of the reconnaissance, so a lot of people probably were kind of iffy about it. You know what I mean?
McConaughey was definitely popular at that time. He was
popular, yes, but he didn't play in movies like this.
Or make money. So
I mean, he did other movies besides for rom-coms. He did Amistad. He did A Time to Kill. He did Contact. He did Two for the Money. He did a lot of other movies as rom-coms, but I guess that's what he was known for.
And then came the McConaissance.
Yeah.
All right, good for McConaughey.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, fuck McConaughey. I'd fuck McConaughey.
He's a handsome man.
Watch Babylon so you can talk about it with us or listen to us talk about it soon.
Yeah.